right, so this morning I am back in the V-berth because it's time to finalize installing these water tanks. What we did previously was just enough to get like the shape and the size of this cutout done so that we could do all the painting. And now that that's done, I can finalize building the sort of forward bulkhead that's going to hold these tanks in place and keep them from sliding forward, and also secure them from moving in all other directions. I've got a little bit of templating to do and then some building to do. And hopefully by the end of the day, these tanks are going to be installed. One of the main priorities for us with not doing integral tanks is the ability to remove these tanks if they ever get damaged or dirty, or for some reason we can take them out and clean them, whatever. So everything from here on out that I'm building is going to be designed to be removable. So it's all going to be bolted in place. It's not going to be glued and screwed. The main structure is all epoxied and glued in, and now this is basically just a support bracket that I'm building around it. And it's going to be able to be removed, and then the tanks will still be able to be removed relatively easily while still making sure they're super strong and not going to be going anywhere.
Go see if it fits.
Oh, of course it fits. Beautiful. Sweet. Bulkhead fits well. And now I just need to go weld up some aluminum brackets to hold it on the top, to hold it on the bottom, and bolt those in place. And then bolt this in place. And then bolt the whole thing in place. And then bolt that in place. That'll be good. All right, time to do some welding.
So you might notice, starting with this episode, that you won't see me much in upcoming videos, and that's not because I'm not there. Obviously I am, but it's just sometimes it's hard to find a real place in some of the stories that we tell, especially when they're on the more technical sides, like plumbing or electrical, and it's then territory to explain what a bus bar is or what the BMS does. And it's weird and strange how it can make you feel like you're not contributing enough, like you're not good enough, or that you're not smart enough to be part of it, and you're just not being helpful, even if I know it's not true. And I know it sounds super cheesy, but therapy has definitely been a way for me to deal with these emotions in a healthy way and to understand these feelings too. And my therapist keeps reminding me that even though people don't necessarily see me working, what I do behind the scenes, the work that I do behind the camera still matters and still helpful, just to be there and to be present and to help maybe pass the tool is still contributing to the project. So this is why I want to take a second to thank BetterHelp for being the paid partner of this week's video. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes starting therapy so much easier. All you have to do when you sign up is answer a few questions, and from there, BetterHelp matches you with one of their many therapists. And within just a few days, you can chat with the therapist, you can have a phone call with them, you can chat via video call, whatever is helpful to you and wherever is helpful to you. Like I can be in the container or on the boat or in the middle of the ocean and I can still have access to my therapist, which is extraordinary. And the best part is if you don't like who you're matched with, then it's easy to switch therapists at no additional cost. So if ever you felt invisible or you feel like I'm feeling right now, which is not really useful at times, just know that you're not alone. First of all, know that just being there, even emotionally, with the person that you're doing a project with is still something that matters. So if you feel like you need it, then definitely try out BetterHelp. It's betterhelp.com/SilingUma. I leave the link in the description below, and by clicking the link you can save 10% off your first month. Okay, on that note, I am done chatting and I'll get back to filming, then explaining to you everything about our plumbing situation.
Come on out, little buddy. No. Oh, there it is. I dropped a nut the other day. It's down there. Well, I just took the tanks out for hopefully the last time. Last night I finished building the support bulkhead that's going to hold them in position. Now I just need to put a little bit of cork down on the original support that we glassed in, just so that like the edge of this tank has like a little bit of something soft to kind of give into if there's any amount of imperfections in how the alignment worked out. So we're going to glue that down and then put the tanks back in and then install the support bulkhead on the front. I already glued cork strips to that bulkhead, so this is kind of like the last step before we install the tanks, hopefully permanently, or for the last time. Technically it's not permanent. All right, can you pass me the glue? Cool.
Look, I'm in the video too.
Come to daddy.
Oh, but it's upside down, isn't it?
It's fine.
You sure?
Yep. There's space.
To flip it around?
Yep. All right, switch. Bye, Giga. I'll see you in the next one. You're always there. You just...
Behind the camera.
All right, hopefully this fits. It was a tight fit yesterday.
Whoa. That was a cool maneuver you just did there.
Yeah.
It's like up and over.
Oh, no.
It's too tight.
Oh, come on, man. It's like a millimeter. Just freaking go. The problem is I added these brackets outside. I thought I did a pretty good job, but... Oh, it's literally like less than a millimeter. It just needs to be properly motivated.
Right. Here we go, round 2.
We just heat the boat up. Hate me tomorrow.
Oh, it's going. Yeah.
Honey, told you to fit. Okay, now we just need this. I already pre-drilled all the holes and put T-nuts on the back. These little like countersinky guys, so I don't have to like put an actual nut on the back. That needs to come. Where are my holes at? Oh. Okay, that's it. now, I have another one that I'm going to be putting across here, and then some more that I'm going to put across here, so that if the boat ever flips upside down, tanks don't fall out. But in order to do that, I want to fill the tanks up first and make them like settle down into all the little nooks and crannies that we just built, and then put the bracket on the top so we know that they're like fully down. And then also, because this bulkhead has like a little bit of flex to it, along the bottom and somewhere like here along the top, I think I want to put like one long threaded rod just to keep this bulkhead tight, so that whatever we do in here storage wise isn't the main factor holding these tanks in. It's sort of like an independent system. But I haven't found that threaded rod here locally yet. So for now, this would be good enough, because for gravity's going to hold them down, and that's fine. But if we're like moving and sloshing around a lot, I think I'm going to want to take some of the flex out of this bulkhead. Oh, that's pretty strong. All right, let's fill them up with water.
Let's do it. Oh my God! A rainbow! Look at this, guys. Beautiful. Wow. That's gorgeous. All right, getting distracted. Let's keep going. Water, water, water. Goodbye, rainbow. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, there's still water. Shit. All right, are you ready? I'm gonna try my best to get it to not get everything wet.
Wait, it's not on, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's not. It's just leaking a little bit.
All right, well, whenever you're ready, I will be ready in here, and then I'll just switch it over to the other tank. I'll just like kink it and switch it.
Okay. Did you see the rainbow outside? It's pretty. Rainbow. It's still there. Let's go back. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, it's even brighter. Wow. Focus. Beautiful. Oh, guys, look at this. Gorgeous.
This tank is sitting with like maybe 2 millimeters. Oh no, you can almost not anymore. I'm feeling this one at first because it was sitting like a little bit higher, just on this corner. Everything else feels like really good.
Is it pressing down? Is it, you can feel it?
Yeah, it's like, it's filled up that tiny, it's tiny, like maybe less than a millimeter.
Wait, is it? Wait. How many gallons of water or liters of water can we fit in there?
We're just over 250 liters of water between the two tanks. Calculated, it's a little bit more, but that was external volume. And then there's like a centimeter thick walls. So we're somewhere right at 250 liters, I think, which is like slightly more than we had before. I think we're at like 240 before, but it's a really good amount of water for us. It means we can go for a long time without running the water maker if it's broken, or if we don't have any electricity or anything like that. But with the water maker, it's even better. We don't necessarily even have to keep these full. And for all of those who were wondering, last time we talked about our water tanks, these are pressure tested at the factory, so we know they didn't leak when they arrived. We also filled them up and made sure they didn't leak. And yes, they do have baffles inside of them, and our holding tank has a baffle inside of it as well. And for those of you who are concerned about splashing water underneath our pillows while we sleep, I guess we'll see. We've been on a couple of boats that have water tanks underneath the V-berths, and it's never really an issue because we're a tub sitting in we're like a reverse water tank. We're like an empty tub sitting in a giant pool of water, and this is like a full tub with water in it. So what I'm trying to say is, if the boat's moving enough that there's water sloshing around in our tanks, it means there's even more water sloshing around on the outside of the boat. So you hear the water sloshing on the hull before you hear the water sloshing in your tanks. And with the baffles and with a super thick foam mattress, we're not really concerned about it. I guess we'll find out, but I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Let's see if that's touching now. Oh yeah, that feels better.
What about the question about having so much weight in front?
Oh yeah, so somewhat valid question. This is 250 liters, so it's 250 kilos plus the weight of the tank, so probably closer to like 300 kilos or something by the time we're all said and done. But it's actually almost a third back from our bow. We're got more than a meter to the chain locker, and then 2 meters here, so it's 3 meters out of 12. So that's good. Is that a quarter? Yeah. So it's a quarter of the way back, and it's actually in a relatively wide portion of the hull. So we've also had more weight than this stored up here in the V-berth before, and now it's only going to be the water tanks, and we're switching and having lighter stuff stored up here. So we're not carrying around a bunch of spare cables and a bunch of spare tile and vinyl flooring and
saws and
saws. Yeah, all that stuff's going to be in other places. So weight-wise, I think our bow is actually going to be a little bit lighter. All right, I'm going to call that full. Look at that. That's a full tank, y'all. Really full tank.
it's extra full.
Maybe I won't fill the other one up quite so much. Yeah, no, they feel like they've settled. Yeah, that little tiny gap is completely closed up. So the other reason we decided to install the tanks here is because we have a rib running on this bulkhead, and this whole bulkhead is glassed all the way around and into the hull, and all of the weight of these tanks is getting put back on that bulkhead, which goes down to a rib, which is glassed in the hull. So all the weight is divided over a really, really wide area. And then this whole bulkhead is attached here, which is attached to the stringer that runs there. So there's no like hard points or pressure points that are like touching our hull. So we're not too worried about it like slamming down. And then underneath, we're not going to put any kind of foam or anything underneath there so that we have access to it so we can see it. So if water ever gets down there, we can clean it out and dry it out, and it doesn't just turn into a rotten mess. So that's why we've sort of suspended everything off the floor and then put all of the weight back to that bulkhead.
Right, here we go. Go. I'm going. All right, and off. Whew.
Mission successful. Almost flooded the boat there. Just kidding. Ooh, the lens is dirty.
Super. All right, let's see if it'll slosh. Oh wait, no, the boat doesn't take anymore. Let's put the bulkheads in.
Yeah, let's just remove a
Couple
couple of stands and just shake it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. No, it's really good. A little vibration test.
Escape hatch. Oh, that's.
I think it's strong enough.
I think it's pretty good. So we're gonna leave the water in there for a while, or?
Well, we don't have a means of taking it out, so probably be in there for a while. Yeah.
That's true. Siphon it out.
Yeah. So part of the reason why we're pushing to get the tanks installed is because we can put the covers on here now, and then we can put a mattress in here. Because we ordered a really, really, really cheap foam mattress on Amazon, so that we can start sleeping in here instead of the truck. So that we're even closer to the yard, so we can spend even more time fixing the boat, so we can launch even faster. But we wanted to get all this work done first. But I have a little bit more plumbing. I want to run all the plumbing from here into the back of the head first, and then cover it up. So, yeah. I mean, we could leave water in there until we have plumbing to suck it out.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be a good test to see if it leaks. It'd also probably help make sure everything's settled. I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. This seems super, super strong. It's gonna go like there and get bolted through to keep the top of the tanks from moving.
Nice.
It's probably overkill, but I needed a non-mission critical project to practice my aluminum welding, and this one should be good enough. Probably could have gotten away with half as many, but I like welding and it's fun. And we have
Stronger is not worse.
Stronger is not worse, as Kika always says. So yeah, it's probably a little bit overkill. And then we're gonna make something to go on that side. Piping is gonna go here, so this side's gonna be tricky. But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put this one on though. I'm gonna let these settle and see if they do anything first. I don't think they will. Good morning, guys. It is a particularly gross and rainy morning today. But yesterday I finished installing the water tanks and securing them. Filled them full of water, let them sit overnight, and they are as settled as they're gonna be. There's a really nice seal on the cork along the bottom. There's like a tiny drip of water, but it's coming out of the lower 1-inch fitting that I put in to connect the two tanks together, and I didn't really like tighten it down all the way. So that's fine. Eventually we're gonna be building some sort of valve down there to connect the tanks that we have control over. But today there's like a little bit more plumbing that I need to do inside of the V-berth, connecting the water tanks, the intake, the fill, and the vents out and into the back of the head so that all the plumbing will be sort of done inside of the V-berth for now. So a couple more holes to drill, bit of plumbing to run. So that's the plan for today. See how far I get. So because we split these tanks into two, it means we can have a little bit of redundancy in case one gets contaminated or one gets moldy or one starts leaking, or we want to kind of make sure we're only using one and we have one for a reserve. Like when we crossed the Atlantic, we made sure that halfway through the Atlantic, we still had one tank full, even though it meant our boat was like a little crooked, but in the middle of the Atlantic, we didn't notice. So I think it's important to have redundancy in your water supply. It's kind of the thing you need the most. So yeah, we've got two tanks, which means we have two pickups for taking the water out. We've got two fills and we've got two vents. And then down at the bottom, there's two outlets from each tank where we're going to put a connecting valve that will connect them together. So most of the time, if we want to, we'll be able to connect them as one big tank. So I need to figure out the plumbing that needs to go in here. I need to figure out exactly where they're going to go into our service locker behind the head, and then start drilling some holes and installing some fittings. The cool part is, once those fittings are installed, they can actually stay installed, because if we ever need to take the tanks out, this bulkhead can come out, the tanks slide forward, and they'll miss those fittings. So we'll just have to disassemble a little bit of plumbing along the top, and the tanks will still come out without having to like remove all of the plumbing, which is going to be super useful. So I've got a little bit of Lego building to do. Figure out exactly how this is all going to get laid out. We're also going to be replumbing the whole boat with 15 millimeter PEX and using these push fit fittings. We used these in all of our rebuilds. They are absolutely fantastic. And the cool part is they're 100% reusable. And if they do ever leak, you can actually disassemble them and put a new gasket in there. But we've never found them to leak. These ones are by a company called C-Tech, which I think is now called Aqualock. John Gust makes similar fittings that are a little bit more expensive. We got these from Defender Marine. But yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. So we kept all of our plumbing from our last rebuild, and we kept all the fittings. So now we've got all of these like T-junctions and elbow junctions and screw fittings and valves. So it's kind of like a big Lego kit for our plumbing system. And we've got pretty much all the pieces I could ever think of ever needing. So it's just a matter of figuring out what order to assemble them in and cutting and pushing them together. It's a really sweet system, and it's really cool that they're reusable. So we don't have to like replace everything. If we need to move a fitting or move a fixture or add a pump, we can just unplug it, plug it back in, cut a new piece of PEX, and it works beautifully. So yeah, I get started trying to figure out exactly which of these fittings we're going to need to plumb the water tanks. This is also one of the first proper heavy rains of the season, and it's really cool to be inside the Dodger and even inside the boat with all the hatches installed and all the port lights installed. and just hanging out, watching the rain go by. And it's super dry in here, and I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to go sailing and just sit here and watch the ocean outside in this nice, dry, well-protected area. Kind of ironic we're doing plumbing on a rainy day, but back to work. Run into like a little bit of an issue. I've put together the pump and the accumulator tank and the whole like diverting system. Right now it's sort of like pulling tanks out on the left and then running our pressure water system on the right, and the tank fills are on the right. The way that the tanks are plumbed would be better if I could have the fills on the left and the pickups on the right. But the issue is a water pump like this pushes water through in one way, and I can't really just flip it around. Like if it had a mount on the other way, I'd do it, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna pull, the head's not rotatable. Yeah. Basically the inlet's there and the outlet's there. And there's no changing that. So this is a Parmax 5. If it was a Parmax 4 and it only had four individual, whatever they're called, not diaphragms, cylinders, I don't know, then I think the pump would be symmetrical, and then I probably could have flipped it around. But I went with a 5 so that it's kind of like having a 5-cylinder engine instead of a 2-cylinder engine. It smooths out the whole system and makes everything quieter, but it also means that I can't flip it around and make it pretty. All right, we'll have to come up with another plan. So options are, I wanted it to be installed vertically because that little system was beautiful. It's not recommended to put these pumps upside down because then the motor is underneath the water and technically it's sealed, but if you did have any kind of leak, then water would just go straight down into the motor. So it's better to have them horizontally, because then if there's a leak, it would go out the side here. And ideally you install them vertically so that the motor's on top. So like this could all just leak, or when you take it apart, or you're servicing it, and then all the water just drips out away from the motor, and it'll last a lot longer. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
To be continued.
So because we've changed the design of our system after the tanks were built, now we're running into like a little bit of a design challenge. So we need to figure something out with the freshwater pump so we can get the fill and the pickups like reversed somehow. Which means more head scratching.
And more sleeping.
Maybe more sleeping.
A lot more sleeping. So you can sleep on it. Maybe you have to literally sleep on it.
Maybe I need to sleep on it. We can put the things in here and put a mattress in here. And
Yeah. Maybe if we sleep on it, then you'll have the answer.
But then I'm not going to want to take the mattress back out and do all the
That's a good point. Okay. Sleep on it mentally.
Yeah. This looks like lemon, some delicious lemony custard.
You gonna like it? You gonna like it?
Doesn't smell like delicious lemon custard. I'm gonna get high.
Like it. Ah! Oh my god, on camera it really looked like you liked it. Did it taste lemony? And he's dead.